Citizen here on my channel pretty often, and I feel like every time I'm making a video with a Citizen in it, I'm talking about how amazing they are, how they're really listening to the audience, listening to their public, and making small changes, small improvements to all of their watches, coming out with new watches that are pretty great. Today, I have their newest GMT. It is the Air GMT in the Promaster lineup, and this is an incredibly good looking watch that is obviously pilot inspired. It has lots of great details, and of course a flyer or traveler's GMT, which is very, very popular. So without further ado, let's flip the camera and take a look at another Citizen, the Promaster Air GMT. Citizen are coming out with some incredible watches this year. One of their latest releases is the watch that's in my hand. This is the Citizen Promaster Air GMT Skyhawk. It is a true GMT, a traveler's GMT, a flyer's GMT, doesn't matter what you want to call it. All it means is that it is the local hour hand that changes when you are changing the GMT time. It's a little bit more desirable to some people. This is a tool watch. It's a pilot's watch. It's powered by a Citizen caliber 9054. That is a very big distinction from the Miyota 9075. It's more accurate. It has a higher magnetic resistance of around 16,000 AM. It also gets more power reserve. And I've also heard that they slightly finish them better as well. So it's a Citizen only caliber. It's proprietary to Citizen. You're getting a fixed 24-hour bezel. You have two crowns here. The crown at the 3 o'clock obviously operates the time and the GMT. You get hacking and hand winding. And then the crown at the 8 o'clock position is to operate the inner rotating aeronautical slide rule bezel. And that surrounds the dial basically right there. You do get 200 meters of water resistance, even though this crown does not screw in and this one does. You do get a screwed in case back. That crown operates the inner rotating bezel. It is very smooth and very easy to operate. Let me show you that very quickly. It is very grippy. The crowns are very, very grippy on here. I think the crowns are only around 6 millimeters. You have applied indices. You have batons for basically all of the indices except for the 12 and 6. Those are filled with lume. You have big sword hands for the hour and the minutes. Those are filled with lume. And then you have a second hand. I'm not sure if that needle second hand is filled with lume. We will do a lume shot towards the end. You have a big red arrow for the GMT hand. That is also filled with lume. It says Citizen at the 12 o'clock position or just below it. Then you have the Promaster logo right there, right above the 6 o'clock position. It says automatic, and then it says GMT. That GMT is in red to match the GMT hand. Measurements on this watch, it's not a small watch, but it is a tool watch. It's a pilot's watch. It's meant to be very legible, and this is a very legible watch. This comes in at about 44.3 millimeters. That's what I measured it at. And then you have a lug to lug of under 50 millimeters, so 49.9 millimeters, including the bracelet. The bracelet is a male end link bracelet. You get solid end links on here. However, they are male end links, as you can see, and that comes out to 54.8 millimeters. So that's on the bracelet, and then a 12.8 millimeter thickness. You do have a 5.8 millimeter crown on the time operation, and then of course the bezel operation as well. It is signed with the Promaster logo, very, very grippy and very easy to use. You can see you have brushing on the side of the watch. You have polishing or large polished edges on the top and the bottom of the case. It is obviously finished very nicely. Citizen do an excellent job with the finishing on their watches. The bracelet on this watch is quite interesting, actually. I've not seen this from Citizen before. Maybe I have just missed it, but this is a multi-link bracelet. There is large bars of polishing on either side of the center link. It's actually pretty nice. I do like it. I like it better than maybe a hairline of polish. I don't think it makes the watch very flashy. I think that's a good thing. And you have a very angular case on here to begin with, and it does feel like a tool watch. When you have it in your hands, it feels like a pilot's watch. It feels like a tool watch. Although it is on the larger side, it may be harder for small wrists to pull this off, but for my 7.5 inch wrist, it does work very well. Very quickly, let me show you the watch that I have on my wrist. Today on my wrist, I have the Ciosa. This is their latest Ciosa. This is the small seconds. This is the green, brown, tobacco colored dial. They call it green, but it is definitely sort of a tobacco color with that little orange accent in that silver sub-seconds. Really a very good looking watch. And again, this gets a proprietary movement that is basically only available in Citizen. It's a Citizen caliber, so it's a little bit nicer than Miyota movements that you would get from brands that are not within the Citizen group. And there it is on my 7.5 inch wrist. You can see it wears very comfortably on my wrist. It looks great. It is on the larger side, but I could definitely pull off a 44mm watch. I do want to mention this gets a lot of AR coating. So you get a sapphire crystal that is flat with a lot of AR coating. You do have a date at the 3 o'clock. Obviously this is a GMT, so the date does matter. And then of course, you're getting a 5-year warranty with Citizen. This is something that I have not mentioned in other videos. 5 years is a very long time. When you think about the landscape of watches out there, especially when it comes to micro brands, they offer 1-year warranty. They are offering 5-year warranties on these watches. Obviously they stand behind them, and the movements that they're using in here are very reliable. So I guess that's kind of the reason why. So you could see this looks really good on my 7.5 inch wrist. Very quickly, I did want to show the functionality on the GMT. I've done this in many videos, but when you pull this out into the second position, you can adjust the GMT time. It is the local hour hand. Pull it all the way out, it will hack. And then of course you could adjust the time. So the minutes right there. You have to cycle through to change the date. And you do that using the GMT hand. That's basically it. Push this in, screwed in crown, 200 meters of water resistance. Lume is very bright on here. No lume on the second hand. I wish that it did have some lume on the second hand because I like to see that my watch is working in the dark. However, it does have plenty of lume on the indices and hands, and that GMT hand is also lumed. I like to see that. 200 meters of water resistance on a pilot's watch is kind of overkill, but I like that sort of overkill. I think this is a really nicely engineered watch. I really like the feel of it. I like the look of it. They also make a full PVD coated version. So basically the entire watch is the same color as the bezel is on this watch, and it looks amazing. It doesn't get a red GMT hand. It's sort of monochromatic. I really like that one a lot. This is $1,125. That watch is $1,175. I think for the $50, it's definitely worth it if you like the look of that watch. If you want something that looks like stainless steel, this is the way to go. And I think that is a very good price. $1,125 is an excellent price considering you're getting 5 years warranty and all the specs in this watch. I think it's fantastic. These are great watches for a great price from Citizen. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I'm impressed. I want to know if you guys are impressed. I've been really impressed with what Citizen have been offering over the past few years, months, whatever it's been. I really do think that they're putting a lot of thought and effort into their watches, and here is yet another watch that I think looks really good and is very well spec'd. And they even put a little bit nicer of a movement in this watch versus movements that get put into micro brands and things like that. So it sort of separates them from those watches, or separates this watch from those watches. Pretty cool. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It's super helpful for the channel and I very much appreciate it. Please also don't forget to follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog, all one word. I'm almost to 10,000 subscribers there, and it's taken me a very long time, so I would appreciate a follow if you can. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. I will catch you guys in the next video.